Next is array one thing. Okay. Okay. Again, let's understand why we required array one thing. Okay. So the thing is, let's say you want to store the marks of 100 students. Okay. And we don't have the knowledge of array one thing. So one way to write the marks of 100 student is take 100 variable. Int a is equals to 50, int b is equals to 60, int c is equals to 70, int d is equals to 80, int e is equals to 50, int f is equals to 70, so on. You can write all the 100 student marks one thing using 100 variables. Okay, but try to understand, is it a good way? Definitely not. Okay, we are using 100 variable to store the information of 100 student. Definitely it's not a good one. Okay, so array say, okay, you are trying to store the same type of information, correct, integer type of information. Okay, so use me. Okay, use array one thing. I'm providing you is information of 100 student under a single variable. Okay, so that is my array one. Okay, it is a linear data structure which used to store the similar type of information. Okay, linear data structure used to store similar type of information under a single variable. Okay, that is my array. Okay, so one thing is clear, you can store only the similar type of information, either integer, either string, either character, either boolean, or so on. Okay, but this is not the case. Okay, we are storing integer and then string. Array doesn't provide this functionality. It's a similar type of information. Okay, so data type is just one thing, that is my array. Okay, now next is syntax of array. So syntax of array is, first write the data type. Okay, which type of array we are creating. Okay, it is of integer one, it is of boolean one, it is of string one, it is of character one. What type of array it is. Now next is name of your array. So array name one. Okay, now if you check this thing, so this is similar to variable one. Okay, if you write your variable syntax, so it is also data type and variable name. Okay, now to distinguish between a variable and an array, we write square bracket one. Okay, and equals to new one thing. Okay, new. Now again data type. Okay, and this data type and this data type, same one thing. If it is integer, int here, int here. If it is a string here, a string here. Okay, and then what is the size of my array one? Semicolon. Okay, so example, int marks square bracket equals to new int size 100. Okay, so it's create an array of size 100 something. Okay, for understanding purpose, I'm take it as a size of 10 something. Okay, 10. So this is an array of size 10 one thing. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and this is 10 one thing. This is the array one. Okay. Now in array indexing start from zero one thing. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. So cell are 10. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Just indexing is start from 0, 1 thing. Okay. Now you can store the marks one thing. Okay. So first one marks is 50, second 70, 90, 95, 80, 85, 45, 35, 65, 78 one thing. Okay. So you can store the marks of 10 student under a single variable marks one thing. Okay. We don't need to create 100 variables. Okay. Or 10 variables to store the marks of 10 students. Okay. Now let's say you are interested in knowing what is the marks of a student present at the fourth index. Okay. So you can directly write marks of four one thing. Okay. Print that thing. It prints the marks of the student that is present at the fourth index one thing. Okay. So output is 80. Okay. And in the similar fashion, you can update the marks of a student. Okay. Let's say you want to store the marks of 7. Okay. Now let's say it is 100 one thing. Okay. So 35 value get override by 100 one. Okay. In this way, you can update the value also. Okay. And if you want, you can take the user input also. Okay. So just iterate over all the indexes and take the user input. Okay. Now you want to know what is the length of my array. So for that, variable name dot length one thing. Okay. It's the property of array one, not function, property of array one. Okay. So it's say, okay, size is 10 one thing. Okay. This is the array part. Okay. Now let's quickly see. Okay. Here's the main function. Okay. So scanner SCN is equals to new scanner system dot in one thing. Okay. So int ARR is equals to new int of size 10 one thing. Okay. Now let's take the user input. So for int I is equals to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus. Okay. Or if you want, you can write ARR dot length one thing. Okay. And ARR of I equals to SCN dot next into one thing. Okay. For printing, again, I is equals to 0, I is less than ARR dot length one thing, I plus plus. Okay. And ARR of I is equals to print. Okay. Right now we are printing. So it is system dot out dot println ARR of I one. Okay. That's it. Now provide the 10 integer input. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 one thing. Okay. Now run this code. Okay. So we are getting output as 10. Okay. So in this part, okay, in this particular part, basically for int I is equals to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus. Okay. And this is my array one thing. This is ARR array. Now ARR of I equals to SCN dot next int. Okay. It means your loop value start from 0 Is 0 less than 10? Yes, 0 is less than 10. Okay. Go to ARR of 5. What is the value of 5 right now? 0. Okay. Go to this particular index and take some user input. Okay. So let's say user take 10 one thing. Okay. So store 10 at the 0th index. Okay. Now increase the value of 5. 1. 1 is less than equals to 10. Yes, 1 is less than equals to 10. Okay. Go to first index and store 20. Okay. Go to first index and store 21. Okay. Now next is 2 one thing. Is 2 is less than 10? Yes, 2 is less than 10. Okay. Go to second index and store user input. Let's say 50. So store 50 here. Okay. Now I is equals to 3. 3 is less than equals to 10. Yes, 3 is less than equals to 10. Okay. Go to third index and store 60 one thing. 60 here. Okay. Now I is equals to 4. 4 is less than 10 one thing. Okay. ARR of 4 is equals to 70 one thing. So store 70 here. Now I is equals to 5. 5 is less than 10. Yes, 5 is less than 10. ARR of 5 is equals to 91 thing. So fifth index 91. Now I is equals to 6. 6 is less than 10. Yes, 6 is less than 10. Go to sixth index and store, let's say 75. So 75 at sixth index. Now I is equals to 7. 7 is less than 10. Yes, 7 is less than 10. Okay. Go to seventh index and take some user input 45. 45. Now I is equals to 8. 8 is less than 10. Yes, 8 is less than 10. Okay. Now go to 8th index and store some value, let's say 65 something. So 65 at 8 index. Now I is equals to 9. 9 is less than 10. Yes, 9 is less than 10 something. Okay. So go to ARR of 9 and store, let's say 68. 68 like this. Okay. Now I is equals to 10. 10 is less than 10. No, 10 is not less than 10. Come out of the loop part. Okay. So in this way, you can take user input. Okay. And in the same fashion, we are iterating over the array int I is equals to 0, I is less than 10, I plus plus print the value one thing ARR of I. Okay. So for 0, print 10, 1, print 20, 2, print 50, and so on. Okay. This is the okay. Now, if you want to pass this value in a function one thing, okay, pass an array to function. So it is okay. So public return type is void. Before that, write is static because static can call to static only. Void, and let's call it as print array one thing int and the square bracket. Okay, this is the syntax to pass an array one. Okay, now for int I is equals to 0, I is less than ARR dot length one thing I plus plus. Now simply print system dot out dot println ARR of I one thing. Okay. Now let's remove this printing part here and call your function print array one thing pass ARR. Okay. Now clear the console, run again. Okay. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. In this way, you can pass an array to the function. Okay. Now, okay. So one thing is with arrays, you need to first tell what is the size of an array. Okay. It does not provide dynamic size changing. Okay. Your size need to be fixed one thing. Okay. My size is 10. So I can't not make it 21 thing. Okay. If I define the size 10, I cannot make it 20. Okay. So this is the disadvantage of array one thing. Okay.